Good morning. Today's Bible reading comes from 1 Chronicles 1 through 9 and Psalms 43 through 45. It's going to be a long reading. And it involves a lot of names. I'm just going to let you know that right off the bat. Israel's family tree, the trunk: Adam, Seth, Enosh, Kenan, Mahalalel, Jared, Enoch, Methuselah, Lamech, Noah, Shem, Ham, Japheth. Japheth had Gomer, Magog, Madai, Javan, Tubal, Meshech, and Tiras. Gomer had Ashkenaz, Riphath, and Togarmah. Javan had Elisha, Tarshish, Kittim, and Rodanim. The Ham branch: Ham had Cush, Mizraim, Put, and Canaan. Cush had Seba, Havilah, Sabta, Ramah, and Sabteca. Ramah had Sheba and Dedan. Cush had Nimrod, the first great hero on earth. Mizraim was ancestor to the Ludim, the Anamim, and the Lahabim, the Naphatuhim, the Pathrushim, the Kashluhim, and the Kaphtorim, from whom the Philistines descended. Canaan had Sidon, his firstborn, and Heth, and was ancestor to the Jebusites, the Amorites, the Girgashites, the Hivites, the Arkites, the Sinites, the Arvadites, the Zemarites, and the Hamathites. Shem had Elam, Asher, Arphaxad, Lud, Aram, Uz, Hul, Gether, and Meshach. Arphaxad had Selah, and Selah had Eber. Eber had two sons, Peleg, division, because in his time the earth was divided up. His brother was Joktan. Joktan had Almodad, Sheleph, Hazarmaveth, Jerah, Hadaram, Uzil, Diklah, Ebal, Abimael, Sheba, Ophir, Havilah, and Jobab, all sons of Joktan. The three main branches in summary: Shem, Arphaxad, Selah, Eber, Peleg, Reu, Serug, Nahor, Terah, and Abraham. And Abraham had Isaac and Ishmael. Abraham's family tree developed along these lines. Ishmael had Nebaioth, his first, then Kedar, Abdil, Mibsam, Mishma, Duma, Massa, Hadad, Tema, Jeter, Naphish, and Kedemah, the Ishmael branch. Keturah, Abraham's concubine, gave birth to Zimran, Jokshan, Medan, Midian, Ishbak, and Shaul. Then Jokshan had Seba and Dedan, and Midian had Ephah, Epher, Hanok, Abidah, and Eldah. These made up the Keturah branch. Abraham had Isaac, and Isaac had Esau and Israel, Jacob. Esau had Eliphaz, Reuel, Jeush, Jalam, and Korah. Eliphaz had Teman, Omar, Zepho, Gadam, Kenaz, Timnah, and Amalek. And Reuel had Nahath, Zerah, Shammah, and Mizah. Sair then had Lotan, Shobal, Zibeon, Anna, Dishon, Ezer, and Dishan. Lotan had Hori and Homam. Timnah was Lotan's sister. Sorry about that. Shobal had Elian, Manahath, Ebal, Shepho, and Onam. Zibeon had Aiah and Anna. Anna had Dishon. Dishon had Himdan, Eshban, Ithran, and Karen. Ezer had Bilhan, Devan, and Akan. And Dishon had Uz and Aran. A list of the kings who ruled in the country of Edom before Israel had a king. Bela, son of Beor, his city was Dinhabah. Bela died. Jobab, son of Zerah from Basra, was the next king. Jobab died. Husham from the country of Temanites was the next king. Husham died. Hadad, son of Bedad, who defeated Midian in the country of Moab, was the next king. His city was Avith. Hadad died. Samlah from Masrekah was the next king. Samlah died. Shaul from Rehoboth by the river was the next king. Shaul died. Baal Hanan, son of Akbor, was the next king. Baal Hanan died. Hadad was the next king. His city was Pau. His wife was Mehetabel, daughter of Matred, the daughter of Zahab. Last of all, Hadad died. The chieftains of Edom after that were Chief Timnah, Chief Havlah, Chief Jehteth, Chief Oholibamah, Chief Elah, Chief Pinon, Chief Kenaz, Chief Teman, Chief Mibzar, Chief Magdiel, and Chief Hiram. These were the chiefdoms of Edom. Israel's, that is Jacob's sons, Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, Dan, Joseph, Benjamin, Naphtali, Gad, and Asher. Judah had Onan, Selah. Their mother was Bathshua the Canaanite. Judah's firstborn, was so bad before God that God killed him. Judah also had Perez and Zerah by his daughter-in-law Tamar, total of 5 sons. There's a whole big story about Tamar. Perez had Hezron and Hamul. Zerah had Zimri, Ethan, Heman, Calcol, and Darda. The 5 sons, Carmi had Achar, who brought doom on Israel when he violated a holy ban. Ethan's son was Azariah, and Hezron had Jerahmeel, Ram, and Chelubai. Ram had Aminadab, and Aminadab had Nahshon, a prominent leader in the Judah family. Nahshon had Salmon, and Salmon had Boaz. Boaz had Obed, and Obed had Jesse. Jesse's firstborn was Eliab, followed by Abinadab, Shemaiah, Nathaniel, Radiah, Ozem, and finally David. David was the 7th. Their sisters were Zeruiah and Abigail. Zeruiah gave birth to 3 sons, Abishai, Joab, and Asahel. Abigail was the mother of Amasa. The father was Jether the Ishmaelite. Caleb, son of Hezron, had children by his wife Azubah, and also by Jerioth. Azubah's sons were Jesher, Shobab, and Ardon. After Azubah died, Caleb married Ephrath, who gave birth to Hur. Hur had Uri, and Uri had Bezalel. Sometime later, Hezron married the daughter of Machir, the father of Gilead. He was 60 years old when he married her. She gave birth to Shagub. Then Shagub had Jair, who owned 23 cities in the land of Gilead. Gesher and Aram captured the nomadic villages of Jair and Kinneth and their satellite settlements, 60 towns. These all belonged to Machir, the father of Gilead. After the death of Hezron, Caleb married Ephrathah, the wife of his father Hezron. Then she gave birth to Asher, the father of Tekoa. I hope you understand that all these names actually point to none other than King David, but also to Joseph, Mary, and Jesus, eventually. Sons of Jerahmeel, Hezron's firstborn, Ram his firstborn, followed by Bunah, Oren, Ozem, and Ahihah. Jerahmeel had another wife whose name was Adarah. She gave birth to Onam. Sons of Ram, Jerahmeel's firstborn, Maaz, Jamin, and Eker. Sons of Onam, Shammai and Jada. Sons of Shammai, Nadab and Abishur. Abishur's wife was Abiel. She gave birth to Aban and Molid. Nadab had Seled and Opaim. Seled died, having no sons. Opaim had Ishi. Ishi had Shishan. Shishan had Ahlai. Jada, Shammai's brother, had Jether and Jonathan. Jether died, leaving no sons. Jonathan had Peleth and Zaza. This is the family trees of the sons of Jeremiel. Shishan had no sons, only daughters, but Shishan had an Egyptian servant, Jarha. Shishan married his daughter to Jarha, and she gave birth to Adai. Adai had Nathan. Nathan had Zabad. Zabad had Elphlal. Elphlal had Obed. Obed had Jehu. Jehu had Azariah. Azariah had Helez. Helez had Eliashah. Eliashah had Shishmai. Shishmai had Shalom. Shalom had Jechamiah. And Jechamiah had Elishama. Need a breath. Jeremy's brother Caleb had a son, his firstborn, named Misha. Misha had Ziph. Ziph's son was Marishah, the father of Hebron. The sons of Hebron, Korah, Tapua, Recham, Shema. Shema had Raham, the father of Jorkiam. Recham had Shammai. Shammai's son was Maon. Maon was the father of Beth-zur. Caleb's concubine, Ephah, gave birth to Haran, Moza, and Gazez. Haran had Geza. Gazes. That one's a little strange. Sorry about that. The sons of Jadai, Regem, Jodam, Geshon, Pelet, Ephah, and Sheph. Another concubine of Caleb, Maacah, gave birth to Sheber and Tirhana. She also bore Shephir, the father of Madmana, and Shiva, the father of Machbenah and Gibeah. Caleb's daughter was Akshah. These made up the Caleb branch of the family tree. Sons of Hur, Ephrathas, firstborn, Shobal, who had Kiriath Jearim, Salma, who had Bethlehem, and Hereth, father of Beth-Gadar. The family of Shobal, the family of Kiriath Jearim, father of Kiriath Jearim, Harah, half of the population of Manahath, the families of Kiriath Jearim, the Ithrites, and the Puthites, the Shumathites, and the Mishrahites. The Zorathites and the Eshtolites also came from this line. The sons of Salma, Bethlehem, the Netophahite, the Netophathites. Atroth Beth Joab, half of the Manahathites, the Zorites, and the families of Zopharim, who lived at Jabez. The Tirathites and the Shemeathites and the Sukathites. They made up the Kenites, who came from Hamath, the father of the house of Rechab. Now we get to the family of David. These are the sons that David had while he lived at Hebron. His firstborn was Amnon from Ahinoam of Jezreel. Second, Daniel by Abigail of Carmel. Third, Absalom, born of Maacah, daughter of Talmai, king of Geshur. Fourth, Adonijah, born of Haggith. Fifth, Shephatiah, born of Abital. Sixth, Ithraim, born of his wife Eglah. He had 6 sons while he was in Hebron. He was king there for 7 years and 6 months. He went on to be king in Jerusalem for another 33 years. These are the sons he had in Jerusalem. First, Shammua, then Shobab, Nathan, and Solomon. Bathsheba, daughter of Amiel, was the mother of these 4. And then there were another 9 sons: Ibar, Elishua, Eliphelet, Nogah, Nepheg, Japhia, Elishama, Eliada, Eliphelet, David's sons, plus Tamar, their sister. These were other sons by his concubines. In the next generation, Solomon had Rehoboam, who had Abijah, who had Asa, who had Jehoshaphat, who had Jehoram, who also had Ahaziah, who had Joash, who had Amaziah, who had Azariah, who had Jotham, who had Ahaz, who had Hezekiah, who had Manasseh, who had Amon, who had Josiah. Josiah's firstborn was Johanan, followed by Joachim, then Zedekiah, and finally Shallum. Joachim's sons were Jeconiah, or Joacim, and Zedekiah. Sons of Jeconiah born while he was captive in Babylon: Shealtiel, Malchiram, Pedaiah, Shenazar, Jechemiah, Hoshama, and Nedabiah. Pedadiah had Zerubbabel and Shimei. Zerubbabel had Meshullam and Hananiah. Shelomith was their sister, and then 5 more: Hashubah, Othel, Berechiah, Hazadiah, and Jeshab-Hesed. Hananiah's sons were Pelatiah and Jeshiah. There were also sons of Raphiah, sons of Arnon, sons of Obadiah, and sons of Shechaniah. Shechaniah had Shemaiah, who in his turn had Hattush, Igal, Bariah, Neriah, and Shaphat, 6 of them. Neriah had 3 sons: Eloni, Hizkiah, and Azrikam. And Eloni had 7 sons: Hodaviah, Elishib, Pelaliah, Akub, Johanan, Deliah, and Anani. Sons of Judah: Perez, Hezron, Carmi, Hur, Shobal, Rahiah. Shobal's son had Jahath. Jahath had Ahumai, and Lahad. These made up the families of the Zorathites. Sons of Edom: Jezreel, Ishma, and Idbash. Their sister was named Hazalelponi. Penuel of Gedor and Ezer had Usha. These were the sons of Hur, firstborn son of Ephrathah, who was also the father of Bethlehem. Ashur, the father of Tekoa, had 2 wives, Hilah and Nerah. Nerah gave birth to Ahuzam, Hefer, Temani, and Hashtari, Narah's children. Hilah's sons were Zereth, Zohar, Ethnan, and Koz, who had Anub, Hazobibah, and the families of Aharhel, son of Haram. Jabez was a better man than his brothers, a man of honor. His mother named him Jabez, oh the pain, saying, a painful birth, I bore him in great pain. Jabez prayed to the God of Israel, bless me, oh bless me. Give me land, large tracts of land, and provide your personal protection. Don't let evil hurt me. God gave him what he asked. Caleb, Shahu's brother, had Mehir. Mehir had Ishtan. Ishtan had Beth Rapha, Paseah, and Tinhinna, who founded Ir Nahash, city of smiths. These were known as the men of Rekah. Sons of Kenaz: Othniel and Seraiah. Sons of Othniel: Hathath and Meonathiah. Manoathiah had Ophrah. Seraiah had Joab, the father of Gith-Hasharim, colony of artisans. Sons of Caleb, son of Jephunneh, Arer, Elah, and Naim. Son of Elah, Kenaz. Sons of Jehalalel, Ziph, Ziphath, Teriah, and Asarel. The sons of Ezra, Jether, Mered, Epher, Jalon. One of Mered's wives, Pharaoh's daughter, Bithiah, gave birth to Miriam, Shammai, and Ishbah, the father of Eshtemoa. His Judean wife gave birth to Jared, father of Gedor, Heber, father of Soko, and Jekuthiel, father of Zanoah. Sons of Hodiah's wife, Nahum's sister, the father of Keilah the Garmite, and Eshtemoa the Machalathite. The sons of Shimon, Amnon, Rinnah, Ben-Hanan, and Telon. The sons of Ishi, Zoheth, and Ben-Zoheth. Sons of Selah, son of Judah, Erthi, father of Lekah, Ladah, the father of Marashah, and the family of linen workers, at Beth Ashbea, Joachim, the men of Kozeba, and Joash, and Seraph, who ruled in Moab, and Jeshubai, Laham. These records are from very old traditions. They were the potters who lived at Nataim and Gedera, resident potters who worked for the king. The Simeon family tree, Nemuel, Jamin, Jereb, Zerah, and Shaul. Shaul had Shalom. Shalom had Mibsam, and Mibsam had Mishma. We're getting there. Sons of Mishma, Hamuel had Zachar. Zachar had Shammai. Shammai had 16 sons and 6 daughters, but his brothers were not nearly as prolific and never became a large family like Judah. They lived in Beersheba, Moladah, Hazar Shaul, Bilhah, Ezem, Tolad, Bethul, Hormah, Ziklag, Beth Markaboth, Hazar Susim, Beth Biri, and Sheraim. They lived in these towns until David became king. Other settlements in the vicinity were 5 towns of Edom, Ain, Rimmon, Token, and Ashan, and all the villages around these towns as far as Baalath. These were their settlements, and they kept good family records. Mesobab, Jamlech, Jeshah, the son of Amaziah, Joel, Jehu, the son of Joshabiah, son of Sariah, the son of Asiel, Elonai, Jacobah, Jeshohiah, Asaiah, Adiel, Jesamiel, Benaiah, and Ziza, the son of Shiphi, the son of Alon, son of Jediah, the son of Shimri, son of Shemaiah. All these were leaders in their families. They prospered and increased in numbers so that they had to go as far as Gerar, to the east of the valley, looking for pasture for their flocks, and they found it. Lush pasture, lots of elbow room, peaceful and quiet. Some Hamites also lived there in former times, but the men in these family trees came when Hezekiah was king of Judah and attacked the Hamites, tearing down their tents and houses. There was nothing left of them, as you can see today. Then they moved in and took over because of the great pasture land. 500 of these Simeonites went on and invaded the country of Seir, led by Pelatiah, Neriah, Rephahiah, and Uzziel, the sons of Ishi. They killed all the escaped Amalekites who were still around, and they still lived there. The family of Reuben, the firstborn of Israel. Though Reuben was Israel's firstborn, after he slept with his father's concubine, a defiling act, his rights as firstborn were passed on to the sons of Joseph, son of Israel. He lost his firstborn place in the family tree, And even though Judah became the strongest of his brothers, and King David eventually came from that family, the firstborn rights stayed with Joseph. Sons of Reuben, firstborn of Israel, Hanok, Palu, Hezron, and Carmi. The descendants of Joel, Shemaiah his son, Gog his son, Shimei his son, Micah his son, Rahiah his son, Baal his son, and Bera his son, whom Tiglath-Pileser, king of Assyria, took into exile. Bera was the prince of the Reubenites. Bera's brothers are listed in the family tree by families. First Jael, followed by Zechariah, then Bela, son of Azaz, the son of Shema, the son of Joel. Joel lived in the area from Arar to Nebo and Baal-Meon. His family occupied the land up to the edge of the desert that goes all the way to the Euphrates River. Since their growing herds of livestock spilled out of Gilead, during Saul's reign they fought and defeated the Hagrites, and they then took over their tents and lived in them on the eastern front of Gilead. The family of Gad were their neighbors in Bashan, as far as Selecah. Joel was the chief, Shepham the second in command, and then Janai, the judge in Bashan. Their brothers by families were Michael, Meshulam, Sheba, Jorai, Jechan, Ziah, and Eber, 7 in all. These were the sons of Abihail, son of Huri, the son of Jerahai, the son of Gilead, the son of Michael, the son of Jehishai, the son of Jado, the son of Buz. Ahi, son of Abdil, the son of Guni, was head of their family. The family of Gad lived in Gilead and Bashan, including the outlying villages and extending as far as the pastures of Sharon. They were all written into the official family tree during the reigns of Jotham, king of Judah, and Jeroboam, king of Israel. The families of Reuben, Gad, and the half-tribe of Manasseh had 44,760 men trained for war, physically fit and skilled in handling shield, sword, and bow. They fought against the Hagrites, Jetur, Naphish, and Nodab. God helped them as they fought. God handed the Hagrites and all their allies over to them, because they cried out to him during the battle. God answered their prayers because they trusted him. They plundered the Hagrite herds and flocks, 50,000 camels, 250,000 sheep, and 2,000 donkeys. They also captured 100,000 people. Many were killed because the battle was God's. They lived in that country until the exile. The half-tribe of Manasseh had a large population. They occupied the land from Bashan to Baal Hermon, that is, to Senir, Mount Hermon. The heads of their families were Epher, Ishai, Eliel, Azrael, Jeremiah, Hodaviah, and Jadiel, brave warriors, famous and heads of their families. But they were not faithful to the God of their ancestors. They took up with the ungodly gods of the peoples of the land, whom God had gotten rid of before they had arrived. So the God of Israel stirred up the spirit of Pul, king of Assyria, Tiglath-Pileser, king of Assyria, to take the families of Reuben, Gad, and the half-tribe of Manasseh into exile. He deported them to Hala, Hara, and the river of Gozan. They've been there ever since. The sons of Levi were Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. Sons of Kohath were Amram, Ishhar, Hebron, and Uzziel. The children of Amram were Aaron, Moses, and Miriam. The sons of Aaron were Nadab, Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. Eleazar had Phinehas. Phinehas had Abishua. Abishua had Buki. Buki had Uzi. Uzi had Zerahiah. Zerahiah had Marioth. Marioth had Amariah. Amariah had Ahitub. Ahitub had Zadok. Zadok had Ahimaaz. Ahimaaz had Azariah. Azariah had Johanan, and Johanan had Azariah, who served as priest in the temple Solomon built in Jerusalem. Azariah had Amariah. Amariah had Ahitub. Ahitub had Zadok. Zadok had Shallum. Shallum had Hilkiah. Hilkiah had Azariah. Azariah had Sariah, and Sariah had Jehozadak. Jehozadak went off to exile when God used Nebuchadnezzar to take Judah and Jerusalem into exile. The sons of Levi were Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. These are the names of the sons of Gershon: Libni, Shimei. The sons of Kohath were Amram, Ishhar, Hebron, and Uzziel. Sons of Merari were Mali and Mushi. These are the Levitical clans according to the families. The sons of Gershon were Limni his son, Jahath his son, Zimma his son, Johath his son, Edo his son, Zerah his son, and Jetheri his son. The sons of Kohath were Aminadab his son, Korah his son, Asir his son, Elkanah his son, Ebiasaph his son, Asir his son, Tahath his son, Uriel his son, Uzziah his son, and Shaul his son. Sons of Elkanah were Amasai and Ahimath. Elkanah his son, Zophai his son, Nahath his son, Eliab his son, Jeroham his son, and Elkanah his son. Sons of Samuel were Joel his firstborn son, and Abijah his second. The sons of Merari were Mali, Libni his son, Shimei his son, Uzzah his son, Shemiah his son, Haggiah his son, and Asaiah his son. These are the persons David appointed to lead the singing in the house of God, after the chest was placed there. They were the ministers of music in the place of worship, which was the tent of meeting until Solomon built the temple of God in Jerusalem. As they carried out their work, they followed the instructions given to them. These are the persons, together with their sons, who served by preparing for and directing worship. From the family of the Kohathites was Heman, the choir master, son of Joel, son of Samuel, the son of Elkanah, son of Jeroham, the son of Elilil, the son of Toah, the son of Zuph, the son of Elkanah, and the son of Mahath, the son of Amasai, the son of Elkanah, the son of Joel, son of Azariah, son of Zephaniah, the son of Tahath, the son of Asir, son of Abiasaph, the son of Korah, son of Izhar, the son of Kohath, the son of Levi, the son of Israel. Heman's associate Asaph stood at his right hand. Asaph was the son of Berechiah, the son of Shemiah, the son of Michael, the son of Baisiah, the son of Malchijah, the son of Elni, the son of Zerah, the son of Adahiah, the son of Ethan, the son of Zimmah, the son of Shimei, the son of Jahath, son of Gershon, the son of Levi. Of the sons of Merari, the associates who stood at his left hand, was Ethan, the son of Kishi, the son of Abdi, son of Malach, the son of Hashabiah, the son of Amaziah, son of Hilkiah, the son of Amzi, son of Bani, the son of Shemir, son of Mali, the son of Mushi, son of Merari, the son of Levi. The rest of the Levites were assigned to all the other work in the place of worship, the house of God. Aaron and his sons offered the sacrifices on the altar of burnt offering and the altar of incense. They were in charge of all the work surrounding the Holy of Holies. They made atonement for Israel following the instructions commanded by Moses, servant of God. These are the sons of Aaron: Eleazar his son, Phinehas his son, Abishua his son, Buki his son, Uzi his son, Zerahiah his son, Barahiah had a battery day. Marioth his son, Amariah his son, Ahitub his son, Zadok his son, and Ahimaaz his son. And these are the places where the priestly families were assigned to live. The first assignment went by lot to the sons of Aaron of the Kohathite family. They were given Hebron in the land of Judah and all the neighboring pastures. Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, got the fields and villages around the city. The family of Aaron was also given the cities of refuge, with pastures included: Hebron, Libnah, Jatir, Eshtemoa, Hilan, Debir, Ashan, and Beth Shemesh. They were also given Geba from the tribe of Benjamin, Alimeth and Anatoth, all the pastures included. In all, 13 cities were distributed among the Kohathite families. The rest of the Kohathites were given another 10 cities, distributed by lot from the half-tribe of Manasseh. Sons of Gershon were given, family by family, 13 cities from the tribe of Issachar, Asher, Naphtali, and Manasseh in Bashan. The sons of Merari, family by family, were assigned by lot 12 cities from the tribes of Reuben, Gad, and Zebulun. The sons of Israel gave the Levites both the cities and their pastures. They also distributed by lot cities from the tribes of Judah, Simeon, and Benjamin. Some of the Kohath families were given their cities from the tribe of Ephraim. Cities of refuge: Shechem in the hill country of Ephraim, Gezer, Jokmeam, Beth Horon, Ahalan, and Gath Rimmon, all with their pastures. The rest of the sons of Kohath were given Aner and Bileam, with their pastures from the half-tribe of Manasseh. The sons of Gershon were given, family by family, from the half-tribe of Manasseh, Golan and Bashan and Ashtaroth, from the tribe of Issachar, Kadesh, Daberath, Ramoth, and Enem, from the tribe of Asher, Mashal, Abdon, Hukok, and Rehob, from the tribe of Naphtali, Kadesh and Galilee, Hammon and Kiriathaim. The rest of the sons of Merari got Ramuno and Tabor from the tribe of Zebulun, Bezer in the desert, Jazaz, Kedemoth, and Mephahath from the tribe of Reuben to the east of the Jordan, and Ramoth in Gilead, Mahanaim, Heshbon, and Jazer from the tribe of Gad. Pastures were included in all these towns. The sons of Ishkar were Tola, Puah, Jashub, and Shimron, 4 sons. Sons of Tola were Uzi, Raphiah, Jeriel, Jahmai, Ibsam, and Samuel. The chiefs of their families during David's reign, the Tola family counted 22,600 warriors in their lineage. Son of Uzi was Izrahiah. Sons of Izrahiah were Michael, Obadiah, Joel, and Ishiah. 5 sons, and all of them chiefs. They counted 36,000 warriors in their lineage, because they had no more wives and sons than their brothers. The extended families of Ishkar accounted for 87,000 warriors, all of them listed in the family tree. Benjamin had 3 sons, Bela, Becher, and Jadiel. Bela had 5, Eshbon, Uzi, Uziel, Jeremoth, and Eri, all of them chiefs and warriors. They counted 22,034 names in their family tree. Becher's son had Zemarah, Joash, Eleazar, Elionai, Omri, Jeremoth, Abijah, Anatoth, and Alameth. Through these chiefs, their family tree listed 20,200 warriors. Jediel's son was Bilhan, and the sons of Bilhan were Jeush, Benjamin, Ehud, Kenanah, Zethan, Tarshish, and Ahishahar, all sons of Jediel, and family chiefs. They counted 17,200 combat-ready warriors. Shupim and Hupim were the sons of Hushim were from the family of Ahir. Sons of Naphtali were Jaziel, Guni, Jazer, Shalom. They are listed under the maternal line of Bilhah, their grandfather's concubine. Manasseh's sons, born of his Armenian concubine, were Asriel and Machir, the father of Gilead. Machir got his wife from the Hupites and Shupites. His sister's name was Maacah. Another son, Zelophehad, had only daughters. Machir's wife, Maacah, bore a son whom she named Peresh. His brother's name was Sheresh, and his sons were Ulam and Rekem. Ulam's son was Bedan. This accounts for the sons of Gilead, son of Machir, the son of Manasseh. His sister Hamaleketh gave birth to Ishdod, Abiezir, and Mahlah. The sons of Shemida were Ahian, Shechem, Likhi, and Aniam. Sons of Ephraim were Shulatheleth, Shuthalah, Bered his son, Tahath his son, Eliadah his son, Tahath his son, Zabad his son, Shulah his son, and Ezer and Eliad, cattle rustlers, killed on one of their raids by the natives of Gath. Their father Ephraim grieved a long time, and his family gathered to comfort him. Then he slept with his wife again. She conceived and produced a son. He named him Beriah, unlucky, because of the bad luck that had come to his family. His daughter was Shirah. She built Lower and Upper Beth Horon and Uzan Shirah. Raphaah was Ephraim's son, and also Reseph. Tela was his son, Tahan his son, Ladan his son, Amihud his son, Eliashama his son, Nun his son, and Joshua his son. They occupied Bethel and the neighboring country, from Naharaim on to the east to Gezer, and its villages on the west, along with Shechem and its villages, and extending as far as Aiah and its villages. Stretched along the borders of Manasseh were Bethshan, Tanak, Megiddo, and Dor, together with their satellite villages. The families descended from Joseph, son of Israel, lived in all these places. Told you it was a long one. Sons of Asher were Imnah, Ishva, Ishvi, and Beriah. Sarah was their sister. The names of Beriah were the sons of Beriah were Heber and Malkiel, who had Berziath. Heber had Japhlet, Shomer, Hotham, and Shua, their sister. Japhlet had Pasak, Bimhal, and Ashba. His brother Shomer had Rogah, Hubah, and Aram. His brother had Helam and Sophah, Imnah, Shelish, Amal. Zophah had Suah, Harnefer, Shual, Beri, Imrah, Bezer, Had, Shammah, Shilshah, Ithran, and Bera. Jether also had Jephunah, Bishpa, and Ara. Ulah had Ara, Hanil, and Raziah. These were Asher's sons, all of them responsible, excellent in character, and brave in battle, good leaders. They listed 26,000 combat-ready men in their family tree. Benjamin's firstborn son was Bela, followed by Ashbel, Aharah, Noah, and Rapha, 5 in all. Bela's sons were Adar, Gera, Abihud, Abishua, Naaman, Ahoah, Gera, Shephophan, and Huram. These are the families of Ehud who lived in Geba and were exiled to Manahath. Naaman, Ahijah, and Gera, who led them to exile and had Uzzah and Ahihud. In the land of Moab, Shaharaim had children after he divorced his wives Husham and Bara. From his new wife, Hodesh, he had Jobab, Zabiah, Misha, Malcolm, Jeuz, Shagiah, and Mirmah, sons who had become heads of families. From his earlier wife, Husham, he had Abitub and Elpaal. Elpaal's sons were Eber, Misham, and Shemed, who built Ono and Lod with all their villages. Beriah and Shema were family chiefs who lived at Ahilan. They drove out the citizens of Gath. Their brothers were Shashak and Jeremoth. The sons of Beriah were Zebadiah, Arad, Eder, Michael, Ishpa, and Joha. The sons of Elipah were Zebadiah, Meshullam, Ishki, Heber, Ishmerai, Isliah, and Jobab. The sons of Shammai were Jacob, Zikri, Zabdi, Elianai, Ziliathai, Eliel, Adahiah, Beriah, and Shimrath. Sons of Shashak were Ishpan, Eber, Elil, Abdon, Zikri, Hanan, Hananiah, Elam, Hathothah, Ifdahiah, and Penuel. The sons of Jeroham were Shamsherai, Shehariah, Athaliah, Jereshiah, Elijah, and Zikri. These were the chiefs of the families as listed in their family tree. They lived in Jerusalem. Jael, the father of Gibeon, lived in Gibeon. His wife's name was Maacah. Abdon was his firstborn son, followed by Zur, Kish, Baal, Nadab, Gedor, Ahio, Zikr, and Mikloth. Mikloth had Shemiah. They lived in the neighborhood of their extended families in Jerusalem. Ner had Kish. Kish had Saul. Saul had Jonathan, Malchi, Shaua, Abinadab, and Eshbaal. Jonathan had Meribal, and Meribal had Micah. Micah's sons were Pithon, Melech, Tereah, and Ahaz. Ahaz had Jehoiada. Jehoiada had Eliameth, Asmaveth, and Zimri. Zimri had Moza, and Moza had Beniah. Raphahah was his son, Eleasah his son, Azel his son. Azel had 6 sons named Azrikam, Bokeru, Ishmael, Sariah, Obadiah, and Hanan. His brother Eshek's sons were Ulam, his firstborn, followed by Jeush and Eliaphilet. Ulam's sons were warriors well known as archers. They had lots of sons and grandsons, at least 150. These were all in Benjamin's family tree. Sorry, all of a sudden allergies. This is a complete family tree for all Israel, recorded in the royal annals of the kings of Israel and Judah at the time they were exiled to Babylon because of their unbelieving and disobedient lives. The first Israelites to return from exile to their homes and cities were the priests, the Levites, and the temple support staff. Returning to Jerusalem from the families of Judah, Benjamin, Ephraim, and Manasseh were the following: Uthai, son of Ammihud, the son of Omri, son of Imri, the son of Bani. From the line of Perez, son of Judah. From the Shilonites were Asaiah, his firstborn, and his sons. From the family of Zerah there was Jeuel. There were 690 in the Judah group. From the family of Benjamin were Salu, son of Meshullam, the son of Hodaviah, the son of Hasanua, and Ibaniah, son of Jeroham, and Elah, son of Uzi, the son of Mikri, and Meshullam, son of Zephatiah, the son of Reuel, the son of Ibnijah. There were 956 in the Benjamin group. All these named were heads of families. From the company of priests there were Jediah, Jehoiarib, Jachin, Azariah, son of Hilkiah, the son of Meshullam, son of Zadok, the son of Marioth, the son of Ahitub, who was in charge of taking care of the house of God. Adiah, son of Jeroham, son of Bashur, the son of Malchijah, also Masai, son of Adiel, the son of Jezerah, the son of Meshullam, the son of Masilamith, the son of Immer, the priest, all of them heads of families numbered 1,760, skilled and seasoned servants in the work of worshiping God. From the Levites were Shemaiah, son of Ashub, the son of Azrikam, the son of Hashabiah, a Merarite, then Bakar, Haresh, Galal, Mattaniah, son of Micah, the son of Zikri, the son of Asaph, also Obadiah, son of Shemaiah, the son of Galal, the son of Jeduthun, and finally Berechiah, son of Asa, the son of Elkanah, who lived in the villages of the Netophilites. The security guards were Shallum, Akub, Talmon, Ahiman, and their brothers. Shallum was the chief and up to now the security guard at the king's gate on the east. They also served as security guards at the camps of Levite families. Shallum, son of Kor, the son of Ebiasaph, son of Korah, along with his brothers in the Korahite family, were in charge of services of worship as doorkeepers of the tent, as their ancestors had guarded the entrance to the camp of God. In the early days, Phinehas, son of Eleazar, was in charge of the security guards. God be with him. Now Zechariah, son of Meshelemiah, was a security guard at the entrance of the tent of meeting. Number of those who had been chosen to be security guards was 212. They were officially registered in their own camps. David and Samuel, the seer, handpicked them for their dependability. They and their sons had the permanent responsibility for guarding the gates of God's house, the house of worship. The main security guards were posted at the four entrances, east, west, north, and south. Their brothers in the villages were scheduled to give them relief weekly. The four main security guards were responsible for round-the-clock surveillance. Being Levites, they were responsible for the security of all supplies and valuables in the house of God. They kept watch all through the night and had the key to open the doors each morning. Some were in charge of the articles used in the temple worship. They counted them both when they brought them in and when they took them out. Others were in charge of supplies in the sanctuary: flour, wine, oil, incense, and spices. Some of the priests were assigned to mixing the oils for the perfume. The Levite Mattaniah, firstborn of Shallum the Korahite, was responsible for baking the bread for the services of the worship. Some of the brothers, sons of the Kohathites, were assigned to preparing the bread set out on the table each Sabbath. And then there were the musicians, all heads of Levite families. They had permanent living quarters in the temple. Because they were on 24-hour duty, they were exempt from all other duties. These were the heads of the Levite families as designated in their family tree. They lived in Jerusalem. Jael, the father of Gibeon, lived at Gibeon. His wife was Maacah. His firstborn son was Abdon, followed by Zur, Kish, Baal, Ner, Nadab, Gedor, Ahio, Zechariah, and Mikloth. Mikloth had Shimei and Mim. They lived in the same neighborhood as their relatives in Jerusalem. Ner had Kish, Kish had Saul. Saul had Jonathan, Malchi, Shua, Abinadab, and Eshbaal. Merib-Baal was the son of Jonathan, and Merib-Baal had Micah. Micah's sons were Pithon, Melech, Tariah. Ahaz had Jerah, Jerah had Elamath, Azamaveth, and Zimri. Zimri had Moza, Moza had Beniah. Rephaim was his son, Eleasah was his son, and Azel was his son. Azel had 6 sons, Azrikam, Bokeru, Ishmael, Zariah, Obadiah, and Hanan, the sons of Azel. That was a mouthful, wasn't it? And now Psalm 43 through 45. Clear my name, God, stick up for me against these loveless, immoral people. Get me out of here, away from these lying degenerates. I counted on you, God. Why did you walk out on me? Why am I pacing the floor, wringing my hands over these outrageous people? Give me your lantern and compass, give me a map, so I can find my way to the sacred mountain, to the place of your presence, to enter the place of worship, meet my exuberant God, sing my thanks with a harp, magnificent God, my God. Why are you down in the dumps, dear soul? Why are you crying the blues? Fix my eyes on God, soon I'll be praising again. He puts a smile on my face. He's my God. Many times this is considered a lament. A lot of people consider Psalm 42 and 43 go together. So keep that in mind when you're reading. Psalm 44, a psalm of the sons of Korah. We've been hearing about this, God, all our lives. Our fathers told us the stories their fathers told them, how single-handedly you weeded out the godless from the fields and planted us, how you sent these people packing but gave us a fresh start. We didn't fight for this land. We didn't fight for this land. We didn't work for it. It was a gift. You gave it, smiling as you gave it, delighting as you gave it. You're my king, O God. Command victories for Jacob. With your help, we'll wipe out our enemies. In your name, we'll stomp them to dust. I don't trust in weapons. My sword won't save me. But it's you who saved us from the enemy. You made those who hate us lose face. All day we parade God's praise. We thank you by name over and over. But now you've walked off and left us. You've disgraced us and won't fight for us. You made us turn tail and run. Those who hate us have cleaned us out. You delivered us as a sheep to the butcher. You scattered us to the four winds. You sold your people at a discount. You made nothing on the sale. You made people on the street, people we know, poke fun and call us names. You made us a joke among the godless, a cheap joke among the rabble. Every day I'm up against it, my nose rubbed in my shame. Gossip and ridicule fill the air. People out to get me crowd the street. All this came down on us and we've done nothing to deserve it. We never betrayed your covenant. Our hearts were never false. Our feet never left your path. Do we deserve torture in the den of jackals or lock up in a black hole? If we had forgotten to pray to our God or made fools of ourselves with store-bought gods, wouldn't God have figured this out? We can't hide these things from him. No, you decided to make us martyrs. Lambs a sign for sacrifice each day. Get up, God. Are you going to sleep all day? Wake up. Don't you care about what happens to us? Why do you bury your face in the pillow? Why pretend things are just fine with us? And here we are, flat on our faces in the dirt, held down with a boot on our necks. Get up and come to our rescue. If you love us so much, help us. Psalm 45, a wedding song of the sons of Korah. My heart burst its banks, spilling beauty and goodness. I pour it out in a poem to the king, shaping the river into words. You're the handsomest of men. Every word from your lips is sheer grace. And God has blessed you so much. Strap your sword to your side, warrior. Accept praise, accept due honor. Ride majestically, ride triumphantly. Ride on the side of truth, ride for the righteous meek. Your instructions are glow in the dark. You shoot sharp arrows into enemy hearts. The king's foes lie down in the dust, beaten. Your throne is God's throne, ever and always. The scepter of your royal rule measures right living. You love the right and hate the wrong. And that is why God, your very own God, poured fragrant oil on your head, marking you out as king from among your dear companions. Your forest-drenched garments are fragrant with mountain breeze. Chamber music from the throne room makes you want to dance. King's daughters are maids in your court, the bride glittering with golden jewelry. Now listen, daughter, don't miss a word. Forget your country, put your home behind you. Be here. The king is wild for you, since he's your lord. Adore him. Wedding gifts pour in from Tyre. Rich guests shower you with presents. Her wedding dress is dazzling, lined with gold by the weavers. All her dresses and robes are woven with gold. She is led to the king, followed by her virgin companions. A procession of joy and laughter, a grand entrance to the king's palace. Set your mind now on sons. Don't dote on father and grandfather. You'll set your sons up as princes all over the earth. I'll make you famous for generations. You'll be the talk of the town for a long, long time. And that is it for today's Bible reading. I know it was long, and it had a lot of words in it, a lot of names, which I'm sure I mispronounced quite a few of them. But as we read these names, we get to see the following path, and you'll see these names in other chapters of the Bible, so they may be recognizable. And if I've mispronounced them and I find there's a new correct pronunciation, I will work to do that. All right, everybody, have a blessed day, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.